Hey guys, what's happening? Aaron here. Well, it's time for update number 2 of 2017, year 5. Thanks for watching. And this video is going to be sort of a pretty big update announcement video for my channel. Just to give you a little backstory, I guess, before I make the announcement. I created this channel about a little over 5 years ago. And when I came up with the original idea of doing these reviews in the first place, I created sort of a master list of every game I wanted to review or wanted to be included in this channel. And at the time it was about, I don't know, 8 or 9 pages long, give or take, spread out over several years, I think. 7 or 8 years. I think originally it went to 2019 was the end of the list. And over the past year, I've noticed something about myself, and that is I don't really enjoy video gaming that much anymore. It's sort of crept in slowly over time. I started to notice it more so when I got Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and I started to realize that I didn't really care that much about, the storyline and the characters and the game as a whole, and you're kind of supposed to. That's why you play video games in the first place. And I thought, well, maybe it's just a fluke thing, maybe it's just this game, whatever. This turned out not to be the case. And over the past year, new games have come out. I picked up a bunch of new stuff, things like Mighty Number 9 and Dishonored 2 and Gears of War 4 and a couple of other new ones here and there. Song of the Deep. And I realized that video gaming is not, or I should say, doesn't really mean what it used to mean to me anymore. People could contribute this to growing out of it. I don't like to use that phrase because I think it gives the impression that video gaming is sort of like a kids-only thing, and that's not really true. It's for anybody who enjoys it. But over the past, I would say 5 to 6 months, maybe 7 months, several months, somewhere in there, I've just started to sort of shift away from video gaming as something I really enjoy. And that's kind of a hard thing to admit, considering I've been a gamer since I was 5 years old, which is, 31 years I've been a gamer? 31 years. It's a long time. So, in keeping with that, basically what started to happen was, as I would get, excited about a new game, and of course I would, if there were cool stuff in it, I would get a pre-order or whatever, I would go pick it up. And then I would get home and start to play it, and there was just nothing. It's kind of a strange thing to explain. I'm going to try to. But pretty much what started to happen is that I didn't really care about, like I said, the story or the characters or anything. And so every new game I would get just became sort of like a speed run, where I would just try to burn through and complete the game as fast as I could, not really stopping to enjoy anything about anything. And this sort of led on even more to me basically becoming an achievement whore, is the easiest way to put it. I would just get new games and just race through them and try to get as many achievements as I could, and then I would just dump the game. I would go trade it in for credit or sell it or whatever, and it was a very fast turnaround for games, specifically in 2016. And so that's not good. I guess is what I'm trying to say, as me being, like I said, a gamer for as long as I have been, to suddenly reach that point where the time comes to sort of, at least I feel, to transition out of it, and to transition out of all of it, and sort of end that chapter of your life, I guess. Pretty long chapter. 31 years is a long time. But going back to what I was saying before, what this has to do with this channel, obviously, is that I've been calling it the plan for the last 2 or 3 months, but here's what it actually is. Currently, in regards to this channel, my YouTube channel, and my game reviews, I currently have 2 years left. That is this year, 2017, this is year 5, and next year, 2018, which is year 6. At the completion of year 6, this channel will cease to produce game review videos anymore. And at that time, I've also decided to give up video gaming entirely. So, it's been a while in the works. It's not an easy thing to do, but I feel it's something that's necessary at this point in my life. And that's the thing too, is that, 5 years into doing these reviews and my YouTube channel, these reviews have pretty much chewed through or taken up 70-80% of my free time. Most of the time is just working on reviews, or recording gameplay footage for reviews, or doing something related to the YouTube channel. I'm not saying that was necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying I feel that it's time to move on to other things, and sort of like other hobbies or interests, things I want to do in my spare time. And all these things are sort of all tied together with what I was talking about before, about how, to be honest, I just really don't care anymore. I don't really care about any new systems coming out. I don't really care about any new games coming out on any platform whatsoever. Really the only thing that I'm technically looking forward to at this point is when Bloodstained gets released, because I backed that through the Kickstarter, but that's not until 2018 at this point. And, that's why I feel like this time is a good time for this sort of transition to occur. People probably say, well, if you're not really into gaming, why don't you just stop right now? And my answer to that is that when I created this channel and started doing these reviews, it was something I wanted to do, and I don't feel at this point that I'm finished with it yet. Like I said, I have this year and next year to finish the remaining reviews I do have, and then I'm going to stop then, because then I feel like the whole video game reviewer on YouTube idea will come to its logical end, is how I feel about that. And I just don't want to stop right away, because then I'm always going to feel like it was sort of unfinished, like I never got to do. And I got a bunch of great games still coming up. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not scraping the bottom of the barrel or anything like that. I have some pretty good games coming up this year by itself. We got Mad World, we got Darksiders, Sonic the Hedgehog, the first Super Mario Brothers, Final Fantasy VII, which is a big one, and I'm finally going to get to review it this year. It only took 5 years, but I finally get to review that one this year. Devil May Cry, Golden Axe, Beautiful Joe, Sonic and Knuckles, Captain America and the Avengers. I actually have a few pretty good arcade reviews coming up this year. Jaws for the original NES, that one should be a fun one. Disney's Epic Mickey, which is probably going to be my last review on the Wii, I think. I don't think I have one planned for next year, so a lot of great reviews coming up this year. So, yeah, that's basically the big announcement and sort of the plan at this point. For me personally, I've already liquidated all my physical gaming consoles. My modded PS2 is now gone. My Japanese Xbox 360 has been sold, and my Xbox One S has also been sold. So currently I've already sort of gotten rid of all my physical consoles and everything related to them. All the games are gone, all that stuff. So it's all part of the transition process, you know, doing things sort of in stages. And yeah, that's basically it. Like I said, I just wanted to share this with all of you guys out there and let you know kind of what's going on longer term and sort of like the end game for this channel. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to continue to do YouTube uploads. It's not going to be game reviews. I don't know if I'm going to be producing any new content, period. But you never know. You know, I might start doing movie reviews or, you know, things other than that. But as far as video gaming is concerned, no. After the end of 2018, it's all over. So, and I really, to be honest, it really sort of hit home and was pretty much the nail in the coffin with Final Fantasy 15. It kills me to say that, but it's the truth. I got that when it released. We had waited 10 years for that to come out, and it just was... I don't even know what to call it. I don't mean to offend any of my fellow Final Fantasy fans out there. I've been a fan for 20 years of the series. 15 will have its time in the light on my channel. Don't worry. I'm probably going to do a pretty decent Final Fantasy 15 rant / review video. More of a rant, because that game just it was just the end of the line for me. Was 15. In many ways, you know, it was a flop. You know, I don't mean to offend you if you like it, but I felt it was a fairly decent, fairly big disappointment, to be honest. Again, that's a hard thing for me to say because I'm such a big fan of the series, but, you know, there comes a time where you have to admit you can't, like, look past the shortfalls of something, you know? Especially something that probably was never going to live up to the hype it created. When you had a game that fans were waiting for a decade, and then we got what we got, it's sort of like really, Square Enix? That's what we got for waiting around for 10 years? Anyways. Yeah, so that's basically what's going on, and it's a brand new year, and new start, and new things happening. So, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate everybody who subscribes or even views my videos. I really appreciate all of it. So, that's where we're at for right now. So, take care, everybody, and welcome to a new year. See ya.